guys, it's Jessie V. So I completely forgot about this story. Like, I haven't thought about it in years. But the other day on my way to the tattoo shop, I passed by my old elementary school. And suddenly I had this flashback of the huge dog attack that went down there. So of course my first instinct was to make a storytime video because crazy events in my life can't go untold. You guys know this by now. But before I dive into the story, I have a brief sponsor mention. It's actually a really helpful app that maybe you've heard of before. It's called Clue, and I was actually using this app before they contacted me because I loved it so much. So I was pretty happy to share it with you guys. It is a lifesaver because it tracks your menstrual cycle. I don't know if you guys can see it on my phone, so I might put some screenshots up here, but it predicts your next period, PMS, and when you're most likely to get pregnant. You can set reminders that let you know when these days in your cycle are happening, and you can even put in information like your mood, physical activity, and that way Clue's predictions will just become more accurate for you. I definitely say that this app is worth downloading. It's completely free, available on iOS, Android, and the Apple Watch. I will also leave a link in the description, so yeah, happy menstrual cycle, guys. So I'm pretty sure this attack happened when I was in grade 7, but I could be wrong. It was around that time. I went to a school that was pretty much in the middle of nowhere. I think I might have mentioned this before. It was like out in the country with few buildings around, just farms pretty much, with many cows and pigs. I was best friends with the chickens. My bus ride was, I'd say, like 20 minutes from my house. It was kind of weird having a school out in a field with like corn stalks growing out of the playground, but I think it was weird in a good way though. It was kind of nice to be out of the city. The only bad thing about the location of our school was that right across the street was this house with 4 large dogs. And when I say large, I am not being dramatic, I am not over-exaggerating. These dogs were huge. They were probably the biggest dogs I had ever seen in my life. And I like dogs, guys, okay? Dogs are my favorite. But something about these dogs freaked me out a little bit. And it could have been because all they ever did was bark and growl all day. Like, you can hear them from across the street. You can hear them when you were in the classroom. They even howled sometimes. The kids in my class would call them the werewolves across the street. I actually think it's really cute when dogs howl sometimes. My dog howls a lot when he's sleeping and he'll move his paws a little bit. I bet he's dreaming about being a buff, strong bulldog out running in the wilderness, howling to all of his other bulldog friends. Like, that is cute to me. But these dogs across the street, the way they howled was haunting. Howls that I frankly did not want to be around. So we never had a serious problem with these dogs until one particular day. The owner of the dogs let them out into his backyard, which was fine because he had these really huge, tall fences that the dogs could not climb over. His mistake was exiting the backyard through the door on the fence and then accidentally leaving it open. And then he just got in his car and drove off to who knows where. So these dogs were like,
"Oh my gosh, our human is letting us free."
And I bet you guys know what they did next. They escaped. And this couldn't have happened at a worse time because the entire school was outside for recess. We were basically free food for these dogs. The playground was the plate. My friends and I literally saw these dogs coming in slow motion. It was like a scene in a movie or something. Their giant muscular legs running across the street, their mouths just dripping with saliva, their eyes angry and ready to attack. And in that moment I was like, okay, this is the day that I die. So everybody in the playground starts to scream, which then alerts the teachers and they start to freak out. They try yelling for everyone to get back in the school, but the dogs had already arrived, which made the kids run in every direction. It was literally a madhouse. We all looked like chickens just running from wolves. It was crazy. My friends and I actually ran towards the parking lot and got on top of a car, which we probably dented a little bit, but it was in the name of safety, okay? But some kids didn't have anywhere to go. They were being knocked to the ground by these dogs. Like, they just pounced on the kids. And thank goodness no one was severely hurt or bitten, because if kids were bitten, this would not be a funny story. It would be a pretty serious story. So no kids were hurt, just scared out of their minds. And I think the reason the kids were okay afterwards was because most of the teachers ran out of the school to shield the kids from the dogs. Our teachers basically became superheroes, you know what I mean? They were holding back these dogs until the kids were able to run inside. And yeah, it was definitely one one of the scariest school experiences I ever had. No one wakes up in the morning ready to go to school and expects that they will be chased by 4 huge dogs. No one expects their school to be attacked by violent dogs. But yeah, the police were called, and that guy who owned the dogs was in huge trouble, and he actually had to move soon after that just because the safety of the kids was in jeopardy. But yeah, that was my crazy story for you guys today. As usual, my social media information is below, along with my vlog channel and my PO box information. And by the way, my meet and greet theater show is completely sold out. Like, that's crazy to me. So thank you so much, guys. I can't wait to see you there. And yeah, until next time, bye!